Good evening. My name is Braxton Davis. So last night I was reading this article from the Wall Street Journal titled "A New Era of the Federal Reserve," and what stood out to me is that it's not really focusing on the interest rates that we would usually think it would. Instead, the main idea is what really matters right now is the Fed's balance sheets, basically how much money it's putting into or taking out of our economy. The article even pushes back a bit on Kevin Warsh, saying it's less about individual opinions and more about the actual impact of the policies on the financial markets. So when the Fed shrinks its balance sheets, it basically is pulling money out of our system. And what happens, there's less money available for banks to lend, which makes it harder for people and businesses to borrow and spend money as they need. So overall, spending across the economy starts to slow down. That's what the economists mean when they say aggregated demand shifts to the left. It just drops in total spending. On the supply side, it's a little less direct, but over time, if businesses aren't investing much because the money is tight, and that can slow down the economy growth too. And then you start to see the effects. Inflation or price levels usually start to come down because the demand is getting a lot lower. But at the same time, the economy slows, so real GDP can decrease and the unemployment might go up as companies cut back. I think what's interesting is that this shows how the Feds is using a different kind of tool now. It's not just about raising or lowering the interest rates. It's about controlling how much liquidity is in the entire financial system. For me personally, these matter because it affects everyday things like loans, credit cards, or even buying a house. Even if rates don't change much, it's still harder to borrow the money. And professionally, it can mean a slower job market or fewer opportunities since businesses are more cautious about hiring and investing. So overall, the big takeaway is that the Feds is tightening the economy in a more indirect way, but it still has a big impact on inflation, growth, and unemployment. And thank you.